I'm really excited to play this next song for you.
Oh,
because
I'm excited to hear it.
I don't. I'm hoping.
This is the joys of having memory loss. Is everything's a surprise.
I'm hoping that you haven't heard this version of it yet. I asked you what song reminds you of your favorite experiences as a musician, and you chose Mexican Radio by Celtic Frost.
I did.
But this is the 1991 studio jam version, so it's a little bit different.
That's
and
okay.
It's along the same lines, but just a little. I thought you would appreciate it.
Well, we were the only band playing the heavy metal version of Celtic Frost in the nightclubs
I believe it.
in the 1980s. And this song was so important to me because we were doing this gig, and some fan had given us all acid, right? And
In the eyeball?
no, we did it rectally, old school, or orally. I don't remember. One of the two. But I'm on stage playing this song.
Yeah.
Right? And as I'm playing it, I'm looking at my fingers. I'm like, where's it coming from? And I'm like looking at my arm. It's like, where's it coming from? I'm like, no, really, where's it coming from? And I'm not thinking about it, but I'm playing the song.
Yeah.
And that's when I had the epiphany that where it comes from is the center of the earth. Because my molecules are attached to the stage, attached to the dirt, attached to the earth. It goes all the ways down to the center of the earth. And what was happening is I would play one note, then I would sit on the highest mountain of the world. I would breathe in all of the air that's ever existed. And then when I exhale, the universe would expand, and then I'd play the next note. And that was happening during this song. I was slowing it down to the nanoseconds of things, right?
Yes.
Getting out of the way with it. And it was a great epiphany musically. And to this day, when I play anything music, the first thing I do is I stop concentrating. I stop concentrating and just let it out. When you buy a guitar, it comes with all the notes in it.
It sure does.
Yeah, and you are the impediment. You're standing in the way of it. A lot of like people that are mixing shows, right? They're getting in the way of what's happening.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to let it. I hate to sound like such a hippie, but sometimes musically for me, you just got to let it happen, let it out, and not be in the way of it.
I hear that.
And that was one of my epiphanies, I would say, musically.
Yeah.
That goes with this song.
That sounds intense.
It was one of my favorite times as a musician.
Were you singing at the same time or just playing the?
Just playing.
Okay, that's good. So you didn't have to like talk.
No, but the evening had an unhappy ending.
Oh, what happened?
What happened is the guy that gave us the acid.
Yeah.
He had this his shirt tied around his leg all night long.
Yeah.
Turns out he had been shot in the leg earlier that night, right? Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right? But me and the two guitar players are with the acid guy, and we're standing at the side of the road, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun's just coming up.
Oh, that's
right?
the worst.
Yeah,
Birds start fucking chirping. Like, come on.
Right. It's a transition of space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're standing there with those smiles that say, I'm too high and I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Yeah, it hurts.
Right? It hurts, right?
Stop.
And I'm standing next to the guy, and we're standing next to this highway. And the guy says to me, you want to see something wild? I said, yeah, I want to see something wild. And he stepped out in front of this car, and the car hit him, and he flew in the air. And there was like a nanosecond that the sun was behind him, and he was like a silhouette, like a pinwheel, And he went through the windshield of the car behind that, folded up, arms and legs through the windshield, and that car went into a telephone pole. And the three of us are standing there like someone just cut our penises off and threw them in the garbage, like. What did we just witness?
That's like the ultimate watch this.
Watch this, And of course, we did the responsible thing, and we waited for the police. We did not do. We ran.
Fuck yeah.
We ran like 8-year-olds that threw rocks at cars. Went back to the hotel, and I remember just staring down that peephole, waiting for the face of authority that never came.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Jesus
and you know what?
Christ.
Somebody took a picture of me and the guys the moment we ran back into that room and closed the door. And that picture is in my book.
Oh my God.
And one of our guys is inside of a milk crate and he wouldn't come out.
He was hiding.
As preposterous as that sounds, he was definitely there. And there's photographic evidence.
Oh
of it.
man.
And it was heavy. But that's my...
That's your favorite experience as a musician.
I don't know if that's my favorite. It's my favorite experience as a musician is when we were playing this club in Huntington, West Virginia, and there was like 150 people there, and we went away for a couple of weeks, and I was really sick. I was just really sick, and we came back in there, and everybody else had loaded in, and they just loaded me in like a piece of gear. They brought me on the stage, my guitar tech put the bass over me. There's all kinds of fog. I can't see anything. But when the lights came up, the place was just packed full of humans all the way to the back, and it was the first time I really felt like a rock star,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And just being sick and throwing up behind the drum kit.
And nobody died.
There was no fatalities. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
That's awesome, man.